Mrs. Fagan's song, My Child Will Forgive Me. My original idea, I knew what the ending of the piece was going to be, and it was a tribute to Hal Prince, who I was working on the show with at the time. In a show called Cabaret, which I'm sure you've heard of, there's a song called If You Could See Her. And If You Could See Her ends with a zinger where we think he's talking about a gorilla, but then he says at the end, if you could see her through my eyes, she wouldn't look Jewish at all. And it's supposed to be a big thing. And when the original production happened in 1966, Hal famously, and to his regret, lost his nerve and asked Fred Ebb to change the last lyric. And so he changed it to She Isn't a Mieskite at all, which sort of gets this point across, but Hal always felt like he missed a real opportunity there to do something bold. So as my gift to Hal, I wanted to say to him, great, we're just going to go step into that and do this here. So the end of My Child Will Forgive Me, I always knew that what I was going to have her say was, so I forgive you, Jew. And the minute I played it for Hal, he was overjoyed. It was exactly the sort of impact he wanted it to have. But trying to figure out how I could get there was a little complicated. When I was first learning piano, someone gifted us a book that was all old Stephen Foster songs. And that obviously would have been music that was in the air in 1913 and 1914. So I had in my head a song called A Bird in a Gilded Cage. There's nothing about My Child Will Forgive Me that really sounds like that, but just those sort of, all of those passing tones and those strange intervals in between all sort of sounds very Victorian, and that I thought would be a sound that would be in Mrs. Fagan's head, that especially if she had to be formally in a courtroom, what she might hear are those sort of lilting Victorian sounds like a Stephen Foster song.